Hello everyone and welcome to another lockdown learning video from the calculation and communication team at SCL. Today we're going to look at descriptive writing and how we can paint a picture with words, and what is the link between art, as in painting and drawing, and good creative writing. So let's take a look at this. Now, this is the creation of Adam by Michelangelo. It was done in the 1500s, and this was a period of great learning and discovery for mankind as a whole. And what we can see in the picture is the figure of God giving Adam the spark of life. Now, what can we see in the picture? Well, it looks like quite a comfortable situation. It looks quite natural. We have the angels surrounding God. But on top of this level of detail, on top of this beautiful piece of art, with all the figures elaborately drawn, painted with detail and precision, we have a thought lurking in the background, or a piece of information that we don't necessarily see on the initial viewing. And that's the shroud that surrounds God and the angels. Now, in the 1500s, it was a great period of discovery and learning, as I've mentioned. And what the shroud around God and the angels signifies in this piece is a cross-section of the human mind. So medical discovery was at the forefront during this point in time, and it was known as the Renaissance. And what we can see is a depiction of the human mind, a cross-section through the middle of it, which shows us the main shape and structure of the brain. And even the tassels that are coming away at the bottom of the angel's legs and underneath are the connections to the rest of the human body. So we have a level of detail and we have a thought that lies behind. So what do we have here? Well, we have The Scream by Edvard Munch in 1893. What we don't have with this picture is a fantastic level of detail. It's not accurately drawn. It's not like a photograph like some pieces of art are. What we have is a figure in distress, and they're surrounded by what appears to be quite a dark, tumultuous world. We can see that the colours are quite drab. We can see that the person is almost warped by whatever thought has come into their mind and scared them so much. We have a fiery red sky, and we have a dark, deep, almost navy or black sea in the background. And they're standing on a ship with two figures behind them. So we don't have the detail here, but what we do have is a great thought, something that sparks the imagination and gets us wondering what is happening to this character. So it interests us. Now, how do we do this with words? Well, we have within our palette to use on the paper, we have our nouns and adjectives, and I want you to think of these as very closely connected. So nouns and adjectives go hand in hand, as nouns are people, places or things, and adjectives add detail to the description of people, places or things. So we may have our central characters in our artwork, but what are they doing? How are they doing it? So nouns are people, places or things. For example, cat, sock, ship, like in The Scream, hero, monkey, baby, match, etc. And we have our adjectives, which add detail to our nouns, to our real life objects that we've depicted or painted. And we have beautiful, meaningless, adorable, gorgeous, tall, short, green, long, etc. Now, the other coupling that I want to go through are the verbs and adverbs. So what is being done within our piece of art? So in the first example, God was reaching for Adam, so reaching would be our verb. So verbs are actions or doing words. And for example, run, dance, slide, jump, think, do, go, stand, etc. Generally, think of them as words. If you're uncertain whether it's a verb, can I add ing to the end, and does it still make sense? And adverbs add detail to our verbs. So how are these actions being performed within our picture or painting or piece of writing? Or they could be happening slowly, rapidly, clumsily, badly, diligently, sweetly, warmly, sadly. And you might think with a word like diligent, so how could you depict that within a piece of work? Well, maybe somebody's intently staring at something else. So if you were to paint that, you would just put an intent staring look on someone's face. Now, with all those in mind, let's look at this. This is the football match by L.S. Lowry in 1949. And I put the football in there, obviously, as a sporting link, but it's a nice window into the past. So if you wanted to know what it was like watching a football match back in the day, you could look at this piece of work and you could say to yourself, okay, well, we can see that there's a heavy industrial atmosphere. We can see the smoke and smog rising across the football pitch and the houses and the factories. We can see how people have congregated around the football pitch, and that's how they would have watched it without stands. So we get this nice little insight into what football was like 70 years ago. We can see that people are doing things in specific ways. We get a great idea of the environment. There's a great balance in this piece of work between the level of detail that has been painted and the thoughts that go into it, the idea of portraying this specific point in time and what life was like. So, what we put within our picture has to have layers of detail. So if we put a man or a woman in there, are they tall, short? Do they have dark hair, light hair? All these details. Do they have a dog or a cat? All these nouns. We have the adjectives. Is it a big dog? Is it a small dog? Is it a white cat, a black cat? But what are they doing and how are they doing it also needs to be included. So are they doing things like swimming or running or jumping or screaming, as in our example from earlier? And how do we add detail to that? So are they doing it quickly? Now the common method of putting speed into a piece of work is doing little lines off the back of the character to show that they're rushing past or something like that. Or they could be doing it slowly. You could add detail into how they're going about doing something such as looking on diligently. But we need all these four elements to create a great piece of work, and that is how art and literature are linked. So try creating a piece of art. It could be a drawing, painting, or a model. Add as much detail to it as you can. So if you draw a house, don't just draw a rectangle with a triangular roof, a couple of windows. Add detail to it, add characters to it, add things going on in the background or around the house, add big plants, small plants, and see how you get on. See what difference adding detail and as much detail as you can to your writing to help improve it in the long run. Thank you for your time. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.